A very good morning, everybody viewing us out there from the internet. I'm excited to present this session about how the Republic of Cyprus will be unlocking its digital future. It's about 8:30 in the morning in Berlin and already 9:30 in Nicosia, the capital of Cyprus. I have the honor to welcome our special guest, Kyriacos Kokkinos, Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for this kind invitation. Pleased to meet you.
Kyriacos, can you please tell us a bit about yourself and where you come from, please?
Yes. My background is on technology. I've been working in big corporations, primarily IBM Corporation, for a long time, as well as PwC at executive positions at the global level. And as of March this year, I have been entrusted this new ministry, which started operation on March 1st. Prior to that, for the past 18 months, I was appointed by the president of the country as the national chief scientist with the mission to promote our research and innovation agenda. And now research and innovation agenda is under the ministry, and with the addition of the digital agenda as well.
Thank you very much. Together with me here in Berlin, I'd like to welcome my valued colleague, Dr. Youssef Dhaibi. Good morning, Youssef. Can you please tell us some words about yourself, please?
Sure. Thank you, Patrick. So as I stated, my name is Youssef Dhaibi. I am director with PD here in Berlin, and for the last 4 years. Prior to that, I've been working the last 25 years in the IT industry in different IT and managerial and consultancy positions, especially also with IBM on a global level. So here in PD, I'm right now responsible for a team which is driving the innovations within the public administration in Germany.
Thank you, Youssef. Let me introduce myself. My name is Patrick Jerchel. I have been working for PD for like 4 years now. Before I joined PD, I was working for the industry for like 30 years, mainly in R&D positions for company like Siemens, Motorola, Winco Nixdorf, and others. Here in PD, I'm the Director of Risk and Interims Management, and in this respect also currently involved in some projects in the Republic of Cyprus. Let's now start the discussion about the vision, goals and plans of the Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy in Cyprus. So first question would be, what are the key challenges you have been confronted with when joining the public administration?
That's a difficult question because it's not just one challenge. I think that in public administration, not just in Cyprus, but in most geographies, there is a triple challenge. One is we need to deliver better with less. You know, the societal and business needs in difficult times, especially with the COVID and the tight budgets, it's quite a challenge because we need to deliver more and better with less. Another challenge is that we need to adapt our service delivery model. We cannot keep up with the needs of our society, of our citizens, with the fast pace of technological and societal changes, unless we totally reconfigure, we re-engineer our service delivery model. And of course, improving the business climate through fewer and smarter regulations and better services in support of growth and competitiveness is another key challenge. And all this has a very important prerequisite, at least for our country, but I believe it's the same challenge for most countries, is the cultural change in our society. We need to work towards transforming a holistic transformation across government and society for, our people and our businesses to be adjusted and being able to cope with the new challenges. And in the past 9 months, I think that we are all on the same challenge of COVID-19. The outbreak coincided with the first days of my ministry, because the ministry started on March 1st and our lockdown was on March 20th. So you understand how many challenges I had to deal with as a new minister in a very new ministry. It's not just a new minister. The ministry was established and started. I am the first minister for this ministry.
Okay, so where should the journey go? Please give us some insight about your vision, mission, and strategy, please.
Mm-hmm. Well, digital transformation is a journey. It's a long journey. It has a start, but I don't think that it has an end. It's an iterative process aimed at the fundamental transformation of society and economy. And through, in order to achieve this journey in rough waters, especially in these times of COVID, you need a well-tuned research and innovation ecosystem and the capability to make smart exploitation of digital technology exploitation. Allow me to say, though, that our challenge in this journey is not a technological challenge. You see, what happens here is that you need to fine-tune 3 pillars and find the right intersection point between the 3. One is the technology, the other is the business model and the business needs, and the other is the customer experience. In this in this context is the citizen and business experience. How do you bring the two together? And the starting point for all this is not the technology. The starting point is understanding the needs of the citizens. Through the use of state-of-the-art technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, etc., we aim at facilitating social prosperity and economic competitiveness, as well as improve the overall citizen and business experience throughout all of their interactions and touch points. In this context, we designed a 2-dimensional approach. One dimension is short projects, about 160 projects in total, that can be implemented very fast. We call them government digital microservices. And these have a priority because they will give, these are the low-hanging fruits. They will give very fast results. And of course, we do have in the pipeline projects in the order of 350 million euros that are our mega projects, 10, 20, 50 millions and more each. These projects are long-term projects. The results for these projects will be realized in 3 to 5 years from today. You cannot just choose one of the two. You have to work both in parallel and in balance. And of course, other priorities in my ministry include the boosting of broadband infrastructure because it's an essential enabler for digital transformation. The rollout of 5G, investing in digital skills of our citizens and our businesses, and promoting and developing the use of advanced technologies, especially AI, as well as another key prerequisite is the cybersecurity. Fortunately, as a member of our as a member state of the European Union, our strategy is in line with the European agenda for shaping Europe's digital future. And, in order to open up new opportunities for business and foster an open and democratic society. One of the key ingredients of my strategy is my collaboration with leading private sector institutions like PD or like the big four, KPMG, PwC, and the others. We have a very close collaboration with these institutions because I firmly believe that our success lies on the partnership, the good partnership with strong allies from the private sector in the local market as well as in the international market.
Okay, as a program manager, I'm currently having the honor to assist in a large-scale ERP implementation for the Republic of Cyprus. What do you think, how important is it to have a professional program management and project management organization and governance structures that involve senior stakeholders in these kind of projects?
Very important question. Project management and program management is an extremely important competency that needs to reside in the organization, within my ministry, and be well integrated into every project design, on the project design, but also on the project delivery side, as this is a key prerequisite for successful implementation of any project, not just on the technology sector, but in any sector, in any kind of project, because this allows effective change management and quality assurance. The benefits are well known. Right planning saves time and money, improves internal and external communication. It manages the soft elements of the project, like conflict resolution and coping with difficult people, being proactive. It helps scale high performance and build your team's best practices and capabilities. Simply put, better project planning means better projects, better outputs. For this reason, in my ministry, I introduced a program for certifying a team to set up a new department for program management and project managers, and all this will be trained and certified by PMI as project managers. But I also rely heavily, and again, PD is one of our key collaborators on this, on getting services from the market, because especially for executive level project and program management positions, our local market has limited availability. The demand is very high. So I rely on the global market for getting these kind of services. And I think that this is the recipe that I will follow, even when I will have my in-house. I need to combine my organic competencies with the amalgamation and the cross-fertilization with resources from the market.
So which role could an in-house consultant organization play to increase the speed of that digital transformation?
Well, an in-house project management consultant is incredibly efficient for a variety of reasons. First of all, key team players are on site and available for queries at every step of the way. And because they are already embedded in the field, they can bring both institutional knowledge and industry expertise in any project, while being actively involved in all parts of the project implementation. And practically, this is the bridge between public administration and the industry, and especially in the context of complex tasks such as in-government projects, change management, cultural change. When you have a transformational project, relying on expertise that is coming directly from the market, and embedding this expertise into your own internal team is extremely valuable, extremely important, because of the advanced knowledge, but also because they have an external view that can help us keep the project on track.
Well, I would like to take over, if you don't mind. You talked about the bridge between public administration and the professional consultancy market, and this is actually the business model of PD here in Germany. This is exactly what we do here in Germany. The question here is, from your perspective, how could such a model, such an in-house consultancy organizations potentially collaborate on a European level?
Well, if your question refers on using this model that we have in our collaboration model with PD in Cyprus, if this could be replicated or extended to a European-wide approach, I believe that our successful collaboration that we had so far, it's a role model for extending this kind of collaboration across Europe. Why is that? Let's take the example of PD, but I think it applies in many in different contexts as well. PD has expertise in the public sector in government transformation, and this is what exactly we need because we cannot build this expertise internally in the government without getting the external support and sharing our knowledge with PD and PD sharing their experience. And there are two levels of benefits. One is the actual project benefit, that you have a fast track implementation and you protect, you safeguard the project success. The second is that when you have experienced project managers or program managers in a government transformation project, especially when it has a lot of challenges on the cultural domain and the reform or the transformational of your people and the culture of the public sector, then this kind of expertise, the soft element, the intangible element of this expertise that relies on PD is transformed or transported onto my team, and this is extremely valuable because it helps improving the intellectual capital and capabilities of my team as well, which will remain as a competency in my team even after the project is completed, and it will be reused on the next project. So I would therefore encourage other countries to cooperate with in-house advisors such as PD, which has a broad experience in so many different fields related to government transformation aspects.
In these terms of this kind of knowledge transfer, what you've mentioned, do you have, or can you share with us, your kind of top 3 agenda items what you have for the next months? I mean, right now, especially in this pandemic area and phase.
Well, let me start from the fundamental mission principle. My role is to provide better services to my citizens and my businesses in my society. So this is the guiding principle, and every agenda item needs to be in support of this. So I need to institutionalize a framework and an action plan for fast delivery, low-hanging fruits of government microservices. This is number one, because it will give faster results. At the same time, I need to intensify the deployment of digital skills and specialization competencies to my ministry staff. And this can only be achieved through collaboration with external agencies and bringing in-house external consultancy, as well as technical skills, especially on the AI and data sciences and cybersecurity. The third thing is that I need to formalize the way the public and private sectors work together towards the successful implementation of digital transformations agenda. One of the, allow me to say, negative experiences that I had from the past is that the private sector, the contractor of a project on government transformation, and the relationship with its agency, the government agency, is that it was that of a supplier. But when you are trying to do a transformational project, then you need a partner. The supplier role is not enough, is not good enough. So I'm trying to change this mentality and the protocols so that the teams from my ministry and the teams from the private sector are working together as one team and they have a better understanding of each other. This is extremely important, this partnership approach. And of course, there are also some technical challenges like the enterprise architecture and the governance model, which is still one of the items on my agenda, but probably not on the top three that you asked for.
So talking about, those transformational projects, what you brought on the table in the Republic of Cyprus, could such projects from your perspective be potentially, reused, or could you combine that with a kind of a knowledge sharing to the other parts of the European Union?
Yes, I believe that there are two different layers of this element. One is an actual project. If, for example, I am implementing a good project on tax reform, then as a European Union member state, this can be shared and used in another member state, which is having the same challenge. So successful projects in Cyprus can certainly be reused in other geographies and vice versa. If Denmark or Germany has a successful project, then we should share this, and it's not very smart to try to reinvent the wheel. But this is at project level. I think that what is more important in sharing is the reconfiguration of our service delivery model, or the governance model, and our way of working with the private sector being an integral part of the delivery mechanism is very important. And in this context, in Cyprus, we are introducing a new notion, the notion of the government as a platform. This is our strategy, and this is something that will be tested in Cyprus in the next couple of years. And at the same time, I will try with my colleagues, ministers across Europe, to share my experience as well as get experience from government as a platform approach from other member states and see how this works. The government as a platform is more than just a methodology. It's a holistic approach where the public sector collaborates with the private sector partners and the citizens to co-create better citizen outcomes. And this is something that is worth to be shared. And to be honest, at least I'm a minister for the last 6 months. I don't see this kind of knowledge sharing and experience sharing between the member states. We do share a lot on research and innovation expertise, and there is a lot of collaboration. But when it comes to enterprise architecture or government as a platform, I don't see this kind of approach to be shared. So it's something that needs to be promoted.
So let us move on a little bit to another area. You personally, you were kind of, you were at home in the global market, in the IT global market, but also now also in the public administration. My question to you here is, from the career and the job opportunity perspective, what do you think, from your perspective, what are the major differences between global players like Google or IBM and the public administration?
Okay. It's a difficult question because there are so many differences, but there are so many similarities as well. I think that the underlying common denominator is that in both organizations, as a career professional, you need to be and remain a humble knowledge worker. This is very important. And when I say knowledge worker, then here comes the difference. In big companies like IBM, Google, or Microsoft, or the likes, and Amazon, knowledge creation is a priority. So career-wise, what you are being trained for is not to reuse knowledge, but also to produce knowledge. So the creating part of the knowledge is higher up compared to public sector, where our role is to reuse knowledge, to see what is available in the market or what kind of knowledge is available, and then see how we can put this to work for in a project or in the context of public administration reform. This is quite a difference, because I believe that it's time now to realize that the competitiveness of nations depends also on the capability of the public sector, of government administration to create knowledge, not just to reuse. So if there is something for me to share, being in the public administration as a minister now, if there is something to share with you, is the fact that I need to retune and train my people to enjoy creating knowledge, not just reusing knowledge. The other aspect that is common, I believe, in every public administration is the career path and the talent management. Talent management in the private sector is something that is organic, and it's considered to be part of the HR strategy in every organization. In public sector, I believe that there is room for improvement on this domain.
So it's very interesting insights indeed, kind of creating and reusing knowledge. So what do you think from your perspective also? Does it have an impact on the collaboration and adding value? How such organizations, such companies, such global players, IBM, Microsoft, Google, should behave towards public administration and vice versa? How should this collaboration works to bring maximum value?
Well, if I was asked to answer in one question, I would say partnership. Okay, I believe that the public sector in every geography is the biggest client, or at least it should be the biggest potential client of any major corporation. In this context, I believe that the role of any company like Google or IBM or Oracle and Microsoft and the likes, because of their huge intellectual capital and their ability to create knowledge, this capability, as well as the intellectual capital, should be made available to the benefit of the country or the government, not just because it's their client, but because when you are hosted in a country, if you are Google in Cyprus or Google in Germany, then you have a moral obligation, a corporate social responsibility to serve the interest, the wider interest beyond the profit-making transactional business, and help this country grow. And at the same time, I believe that the public sector should get closer to these corporations, because there is a lot to gain in terms of cross-fertilization and sharing of knowledge. In addition to that, let's see from a different perspective. What are the challenges of every government today? It's COVID-19. It's the climate change. It's the scarcity of resources, natural resources like water and energy. Is the aging of population. All these challenges that are societal challenges, and politicians and governments are committed, at least during the election period, to work on these challenges. You cannot work on these challenges without partnering with knowledge creation companies that are making huge investments on research and development in these areas and address these kind of challenges. So it's very important for public sector and big corporations to work very close together for addressing societal challenges, not just transactional business. And this is not just a corporate social responsibility, it is a moral obligation of both sides to tackle these kind of challenges that our society is confronted with.
We're coming to the end of our interview. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I would like just to spend a minute on trying to put together what are, from your perspective, the how the digital future from Cyprus looks like, and you outlined it in three dimensions. The first one, technology, which you said that's not really, the big bottle to lead microservices. Also taking advantage of the IT service provider, the knowledge creation there. The second dimension is the business model itself. We talked about that, and this is something which is based on collaboration, especially with such companies like PD, which is between the public administration and the consultancy market. And the third thing, what you said, which is also a very important dimension from your perspective to lead Cyprus to the digital future, is the view on the citizens. So the citizen centricity means that you understand, the challenges and tackle them properly. Thank you very much for that indeed. And I think we have now a better view on how Cyprus will lead to a bright digital future.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts, my vision, and my mission with you. And let me repeat once again that the name of the game in everything we do in these difficult times is partnership. The public, private sector, and academia partnership is extremely important, and it's an integral part of my strategy. And that's why I am enhancing my working relationship with PD and other agencies, because I firmly believe that there is a mutual benefit for an accelerated digital transformation that will give better quality of service and better social prosperity, enhanced social prosperity to my country. Thank you very much.
In the name of my colleague, Mr. Jerchel, and myself, thank you, and good day to Nicosia, Mr. Minister.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you next time.